Well, I think we've got people with analytical skills. We've got people who've built software tools so that now we can make the information that we generate available on mobile phones and iPads and your laptop, any kind of communication device. We've got people with skills on sharing this information with social media. And we've got people in developing countries themselves who have the skills of having been policymakers themselves and who understand how to interface with government officials and with civil society in their own countries to bring new data to bear and to constantly use this data in order to improve development processes in their country. One of the goals that we have is to try to understand how different disciplines contribute to sustainable development. So we possess skills to try to look at sustainable development in a holistic fashion. And for many people, when they think about sustainable development, they're really thinking about what's happening to poverty in a country, what's happening to the environment. But we look at sustainable development really as what's happening to everyone in a country. And that means not just poor people, but also people who are in the middle class. Actually, what we're really trying to do with development is to bring more and more people into the middle class, where they can enjoy the kind of living standards that most people in the Western world currently enjoy. So it's really important to look at the whole spectrum of people, of skills, of education levels, age levels, gender levels, whether they're living in rural areas or in urban areas, backward regions or regions that are on the frontier, and think about how development is really affecting them. So we've got two very exciting projects with World Data Lab. One we've called population.io, which is a model where you can see exactly what's happening to the demographics in the world and in your country. Demography is one of the most powerful forces in development, and we all know that if population growth is too rapid, that it's going to put a strain on resources. We need to understand population growth much more specifically. And then another project that we have that is also very exciting is the World Poverty Clock. The World Poverty Clock starts to be a tool that tells us in real time how many people we believe are actually in poverty. And this is important because we have a target of ending poverty by 2030. And there have indeed been tremendous advances in bringing the number of people in poverty down. People talk about reducing poverty by about 1 billion people from 1990 to today, and that's a fantastic achievement. But the big question is, will this continue? Tools like the World Poverty Clock, which are highly disaggregated in terms of understanding what is happening to poverty in 186 countries around the world, it's tools like those that are important to understand where poverty is going down, and to realize that even though the aggregate is generally a positive story of poverty going down, there are still many countries in the world where poverty is going up. And we hope that through this tool, we're going to be able to focus the attention of policymakers and of the public on what's happening in those countries and try to generate a discussion about what can be done to reverse that and make poverty fall in those countries as well. We're trying to go beyond just country averages that this is what's going to happen in such and such a country, to think about what's happening in different areas of the country. And one of the things that we're most excited about is our potential ability to try to document and see what's happening to development in different districts, subnational districts within every country. Data is something that has been a problem for development for a very long time. We haven't had data that is timely. Most of the data that policymakers use is 3 or 4 years old, and most of the data is only available in very difficult to understand and very difficult to access reports that are put out by international agencies and by government statistics. So what the data revolution is really about is it's an effort to make data much more immediate, much more real time. It's an effort to use modern communication techniques to present data to policymakers, to get the general public excited about data, and to give them access to data so that they can use it, they understand what's happening in development in their own countries, and they can hold policymakers accountable to make sure that development is really progressing satisfactorily.